to just talk and create a video here about what a fully set up software system or software platform looks like for a lawn care or landscape maintenance company or even design build company. So at its foundational pieces, the setup, fully set up, systematized to be able to delegate and buy time back looks the same no matter the software platform. So I'm going to dive in on this flow chart and show you what a fully set up lawn care company looks like on a software platform, enabled to literally from lead acquisition all the way through estimating, scheduling, and billing, and a whole lot more. So if you have any comments or questions in the live video, drop them below. Otherwise, I'm going to dive right in and answer this pre-submitted question. So on the flow chart here, I'm going to be going through and taking a look at it here. But on the left-hand side, what we've got is the ability to have a fully set up system where there is an estimate request on the website itself, and it automatically enters the information into the software. So someone hits the estimate request on your website, it automatically enters into the software and alerts somebody in your office that this estimate actually must be done and taken care of with accountability. In addition, it should be tracking the sales source. So how did they hear about us? So if they came from the website, they're driven from the website. Now, in more complex ways, if you're driving people from, let's just say, a Facebook ad, you may want a separate form or intake area to track the separate lead source that's automatically being entered from a Facebook lead into your software. In addition, if the client calls, we want to have some type of standardized way to delegate this to our office staff. So it's not reliant on the business manager owner to always be doing data entry and making sure what should be entered into the software is always entered. And if you're a one-person show, this is a great way to start some accountability. If you go to scale your office later through a virtual assistant or an in-house office person, we're getting the right information and holding yourself accountable. But the idea is we're getting in the first name, last name, service address, billing address, and how did they hear about us? Did they see their truck? Did it come from a Facebook ad? Were they referred by another client? Foundationally, though, we've got all the information now right in the software with no double entry, and we know where each and every lead came from and if there was a paid marketing source. So we can actually see how many people came from, say, Facebook, word of mouth, saw your truck, or customer referral. And if there's a paid marketing source behind that, we know the exact cost on average it costs to acquire that lead, and then the percentage of those leads per marketing source that converted into a client. And we know our average client lifetime, our average client acquisition cost, what it costs to buy a client through marketing. And then in addition, we will eventually, once there's enough data in there, have a client lifetime value. So maybe an ad coming from Home Advisors or Angie's List, or a lead, and it turns into a client, their client lifetime value maybe only be $250, and it costs you $25 to get him. But if we go in and get a lead that now become a client from, say, a Facebook ad, maybe that's costing you $125 to acquire that client, but their client lifetime value maybe is $10,000 or $11,000. So what we can do is go in and have a systematic way to grow and scale the business based on real world percentages and create a non-emotional marketing and scaling plan. So hopefully that makes some sense. So once they're in the software, we need to go in and create a systematic way to create estimates. So there's two main ways that we're going to be estimating in a fully set up software, and that is going to be based on your experience as an industry expert. So going up to a lawn, let's say for lawn mowing, say how long it's going to take to mow, blow, and edge that lawn. Well, I may be looking at that lawn and saying, based on my experience of 25 plus years, I know that's going to take an hour for one person to do that. So if my hourly rate is $65 an hour, it's the 1 hour times the 65. And I know now that I should be charging $65 non-emotionally. Now, by using your phone with a form or tablet, we can plug in the non-emotional time you think it's going to take based on your experience. And then the software should really be kicking out a price, a budgeted time, and cost before profit based on your actual business. Now, the next evolution of that is production rate-based estimating. So in the same example, we may be able to go online and literally through the satellite imagery, measure that lawn and automatically be able to quote that price of that lawn mowing over the phone based on the production rates of your actual business or an industry average if you don't have it. Now, the good thing is if a software is fully set up for your lawn care, landscape maintenance company or design build, if you're kind of at that guesstimating phase, like you know how long it's going to take by looking at it, you're pretty close, but you don't know how to standardize it. After 3 to 6 months of data in the software, you should be able to run some automated reports to get the actual production rate of how long it takes you with your equipment and your guys and girls doing the work. So that's the evolution of a fully set up software system. Now, once we've got those job variables based as number of minutes or hours to do the job that you think, or we're looking at square footage, linear feet, or maybe even small, medium, and large shrubs and hedgerows with or without a ladder. we put that data in there and we can select a template, and that template's going to have all the services for, say, landscape maintenance or a paver patio job with a pergola, whatever that is. But when we plug the data in, we open the template up, and the price, the budgeted time, and the cost before profit should all automatically be loaded in there. And we're literally simply going down and quoting the services we want, and the ones we don't want, we leave there in draft. Now we can submit that proposal via email or in person. And then if the person doesn't accept it in person or on the phone, we be able to have the ability to literally click a button, have a pre-templated email load with a clickable link inside that email. It opens up a live estimate where they can check the services they want and sign electronically. Now we have a captured time and date stamped IP address, as well as a printable version of their signature electronically for contractual reasons and payment. So this is like what the first part of it is a fully set up system looks like. Now, if the estimate's lost, we want to be able to track how many open estimates and leads we have that could convert into a client, and how many people are past the point of no return. So we have a really clean segmented database that we can market to based on where they're at in the customer life cycle. Now, if we win that estimate, we hopefully within a click or two of the button, we can literally go in and take that estimate and turn it into a job order or a reoccurring job. But the idea here is in a fully set up software, the price, the budgeted time, and cost before profit transfers into that job with no double entry. It allows you to route it for route efficiency to minimize that non-billable drive time. And if you're doing design build or any of the other jobs that require products, the cost of the products and materials are automatically transferred to that work order. Now, in a system that's fully set up, we're looking at scheduling the work. So if your software is set up appropriately, you should be able to look at 3 or 4 different ways of scheduling your work to optimize and minimize the time on you or your office staff. And those are going to be including one-time jobs. You know the day that's going to happen. The next one is going to be a reoccurring job. So weekly, bi-weekly, every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks, twice every other month. Doesn't matter. But long as it's in some reoccurring fashion with the click of about 3 buttons, we can set that up. And now your schedule repeats weekly or bi-weekly or every 3 weeks systematically without having to reinvent the wheel, and it's assigned to a particular crew with defaulted individuals on the crew. Now you might say, hey Mike, with the labor crunch right now, we've got guys and girls calling in, we're shifting crews around, not a problem. I'm going to show you with a fully set up software for a lawn care company that can be handled also by quick drag and drop. But the idea is if everything goes to plan, hopefully it does at least 85-90% of the time, it is a turnkey solution for your scheduling. Now, when we go into route, a software that's fully set up should have the ability to look at on a dispatch board and look at all the jobs in sequential order with the job, any notes, any particulars like custom fields or job variables such as turf square footage if we're dispatching fertilizing. We want to know how much product we need for the day or the week or the month. And then also have the ability to route them to minimize that non-billable drive time. And in scheduling work, I didn't touch on it, but there also is the ability to do 2 different other types of jobs that we look at is a waiting list job. So maybe we have a fall cleanup or spring cleanup needs to be done this month, but doesn't need to be today. So you can route that for route efficiency to minimize that drive time and non-billable windshield time. Or a package job where a fertilization package or a shrub trimming job may happen in between a particular start and end time, but not a particular day in multiple visits. Now, the routing is going to start to take that into account and help you optimize that in a list and then visually on a map and be able to see how many jobs are on there, the budgeted time for the day for that crew based on how many guys or girls are on it, and the projected revenue. So my fertilizing company upstate New York, we're looking anywhere from $1,200 to probably $1,400 a day. Probably in sweet spot was probably around $1,300 a day for one technician. But we're able to see that visually with the drive time, the product, make projections on product based on the turf square footage for the day and actually the revenue and budgeted hours. So make sure it fell within our dollar per hour revenue goals. Now, the next thing is we dispatch those jobs out there in this fully set up system. And we want to be able to adjust those crew members on the fly. So if Joe doesn't show up and we need to move Carlos over there, we can drag and drop them for the day. And that's going to automatically update the budgeted time, payroll, and costing right there. So we get good data in, we got good data out. We see most lawn care companies in the softwares they have, we see no data in, no data out because they don't have it fully set up and they don't take the time to actually get this going, or have a professional set it up for them to make sure it's set and ready to go. Now, in a fully set up software, hopefully at this point we're using mobile phones or tablets to track the work. If not, have the ability to print out one by one or in bulk all those job orders. And we should be able to track the start and stop times, as well as the start and stop time for drive time, as well as on the jobs. We've got those data points. Now, it's called different in a lot of different softwares. I'm going to call it the closeout day screen, but this is where the jobs are completed in the office within 2 to 3 minutes, can sweep through and make sure we got a good start and stop time for every job. We've got the appropriate people assigned to those jobs, and any materials or anything else like that that need to be billed up and above are there. But it should be a quick 2 to 3 minute sweep through in any software to make sure it's there. And then the biggest time sink we see in most softwares for lawn care companies that are not fully set up is they are creating invoices in QuickBooks or pen and paper. The idea is we should be able to bill out daily, weekly, monthly, or at a custom day, say the 20th of every month. And literally when it hits midnight on that weekly, monthly, or custom day of the month, or it just literally at midnight, those invoices automatically generate. And if it's applicable, it sends to QuickBooks Online or QuickBooks Desktop with no double entry. So we're buying back 20, 30, maybe 15 hours a week, trying to get those invoices out so you can get paid at the end of the month. Now, if you're billing daily, when those jobs are done in the tablet or you enter the times in manually, those invoices are automatically generated and can be either billed out through credit card, email, or printing them out. So that's where invoice and collection here is so important, because we want to be able to go literally with 3 clicks of a button to bill out, say, 1,000 jobs from the week. Clicking 3 buttons, and we can run all the credit cards at once. Or 3 clicks of a button, we can print out all the invoices that need to be emailed out. Or we can 3 clicks of a button, email out all those invoices. So we've created a standardized system where the invoices are automatically generated. Everything that has come from the estimate is put onto the job, and now everything from the job goes to the invoices. So no double, triple checking. All the data that needs to be on there is there, and you're going to get paid on time. In addition, if this software is set up correctly, we should be able to enter prepayments in and be able to count them very quickly to the job that it's being associated to, almost basically automatically. And then the final thing is we do any invoicing as far as installments. So let's say we do landscape maintenance, so it's our mowing, our fertilizing, and our pruning, and that's $1,500 a month in installment. What we really need to be able to do is track the profitability and the start and stop times of each of one of those jobs under the overarching contract and have that granularity, but not have to worry about the system double billing the client. And all of these things are absolutely possible in a fully set up software system for a lawn care or design, build, or even snow removal company. So if any of this sounds of interest, let me know. But I really wanted to make this video because we've got a lot of people asking, saying, what does a fully set up software system for a lawn care, design, build, or fertilization company look like? So the idea here is whenever you're setting up a software, you don't want to run over here to the scheduling and the billing. We want to create a foundational system that goes from lead acquisition through estimating, through scheduling the job, double checking that everything on the job is complete, and then creating an automatic process invoices and literally having 3 clicks of a button to get paid. So any comments or questions, drop below on the video. But I wanted to make a quick video here to talk about what a fully set up software looks like for a lawn care or design build company. And when you go in and build out the software, remember, if you're looking at a new software, which a lot of companies are right now going into this part of the season, we want to make sure that the platform that you are working on currently or going to can actually scale. So it may be working for you now, but will it go out when you add another 5 or 6 crews down in the future, if that's your goal? And where will it be saving you time as far as the creation of invoices? The ability to create pricing matrix with job costing in the system can be delegated and not hold you, the business owner or manager, hostage to having to do every estimate after you're done working every day and losing that time with friends and family, or possibly the kiddos at home. So I think putting the time in for building a software out is essential. It's going to buy time back, create predictable profits. And then when you go to sell your business or retire and hand it off maybe to a family member, the value of the business now is a turnkey solution that does not revolve around you as the one bottleneck of growth or being able to leave the business. So when I sold my 7-figure lawn care business, the day I signed is the day I left, because I had a turnkey system inside the software, did all of these things. And then in addition, we automated the sales and marketing process along with estimate follow-up, upsells, employee recruiting, training, and onboarding, and the delegation and management of repetitive tasks. So next video I'm going to be doing here, if you're watching it, is down below. I'm going to be posting another video of what a fully automated lawn care system looks like for sales processes, employee systems, and repetitive tasks. Thanks a lot for joining us, and we'll see you again with the next pre-submitted question.